We've got a bob to look at today. Let's talk about Raquel Welch portrait mode in the color Sunlit Chestnut. We're going to learn about this style and this color. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook, partnering with Raquel to bring you this review. Raquel is both an online retailer and an in-person wig shop. They carry all the major name brands. They have some locations in Canada and some coming soon locations in the United States, and they are wonderful. Tons and tons of videos available on their YouTube channel, on their Instagram and Facebook. They have a private Facebook group that you can join. They do live sales once a week. They have tons of sales, so a great place for you to shop for your next wig. Maybe it's portrait mode, but if it's not, definitely consider them for your next purchase. I will put some details in the description box below and a coupon code so you can save some money. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. So portrait mode is a classic bob, but it does have some slight layering right at the front here. Can you see that? A little bit of bang layering. This one does seem to want to be a face flopper. So if you hear a wig being referred to as a face flopper, it just means that it likes to flop in your face. That is so common with straight styles that are really long in the front, all one length or even slightly layered. So common. Now, this can be remedied sometimes without having to take any heat to it by just training the hair back. What I think often happens is these knots. So the very front of this wig has a lace front. And lace fronts, mono parts, mono tops, all have hand-tied features. So every single one of these strands has been hand-tied into that lace. And sometimes those knots get stuck in a wonky direction, which can create some face flopping issues. So sometimes we just want to train those knots to go to a different direction using a little bit of water, using the heat and friction from your hands. Sometimes is all that's needed to fix that. Other times you may need to take heat to the wig. This is a heat-friendly synthetic wig, so you can use heat products on this wig. My favorite is a hot comb, and I have a video showing how I use a hot comb to get lift. I mean, if you were to just take a hot comb, it would take you less than 5 minutes. Just get a little bit of lift in the front. You can kind of envision what that might look like. That's going to keep that hair off your face. Now, if you are a bang wearer and you cut bangs into all of your wigs, you can absolutely cut a bang into this one. And actually, face floppers are great for bangs because the hair is already kind of going the direction you want the hair to go. But if you cut wigs into bangs into a wig that's not a face flopper, then you might just need to use like a hot air brush to try to get those bangs to lay the way you want them to. This is inside the cap. We do have a full mono top. All that up here is considered monofilament. You can part it anywhere you want on the top, so you do have some flexibility with the parting. We do have an extended lace front, so that lace goes all the way ear tab to ear tab. We have soft ear tabs with bendable stays. We have an extended nape, and there are Velcro adjusters back here as well, so you can adjust the fit around your circumference. I do have this cinched in a fair amount, which is very typical for me when it comes to Raquel Welch wigs. I have a wig grip on. Because Raquel Welch fits me a little big, I have an average petite head size. A wig grip keeps them very secure on my head. I can wear Raquel Welch even though they're a little too big for me when I wear a wig grip. And so let's take it off because I like to really assess fit without a wig grip so I can tell you what I think. Now, I get a lot of extra cap right here at the crown. Can you see how it's sort of, I'm able to grab a bunch of that extra cap? That's because I'm actually pretty petite over the top of my head. All of my measurements are in the description box below. So what I recommend you do is compare them to yours. And then as I talk about fit, you can try to get a sense of how the wig might fit you. Sometimes with face floppers, putting the wig back on camera is challenging because it automatically wants to flop to the front. Honestly, you guys, I would not negatively judge a wig that's a face flapper. I know that we want wigs to be ready to wear right out of the box, and sometimes wigs are. But I would say more often than not, wigs need a little bit of work, a little bit of tweaking to make them your own personal style preference. And so having to take a tiny bit of heat to a wig to get it out of your face, I don't think it should be a deal breaker, because I just think you're going to end up returning a lot of really cute styles that you would end up loving with just a tiny little bit of work. So I never modify wigs before a review, because I really want you to know what you're going to get. I'd rather teach you how to work with things than give you unreasonable expectations. I have so many tip videos, and I've got multiple videos showing how to deal with face flapping, so absolutely check those out. I will link some of them in the description box below. Back to fit though. I would say this is running very true to average. My head measurements are considered average petite to petite, and I can still wear Raquel Welch wigs. So if you have struggled with wigs being a little bit too big for you and you've never tried a wig grip, I would really consider and recommend you try one. I can link some of my favorites in the description box below. It does have a ton of stretch. I have it cinched a lot. I have a 21¼ circumference, so this is going to fit up to 22½, I think, just fine. And if you are quite a bit bigger than me over the top of your head, I still also think you're going to be fine. I would consider this wig to be a light to medium density. We do not have traditional permatease, so there's no poofy pillowy permatease anywhere on the top of this wig. I would say this wig is very flat. It is not poofy, it is not full, we don't have a lot of volume. It's a really classic, sleek, straight bob with a slight bend under at the bottom and a slight layer. So if you've struggled with wigs feeling like they're just too much hair, sometimes that can be permatease, sometimes that can be density. I think this one is really natural and is going to work for a lot of people. You can always tuck the hair behind your ears if you struggle with the hair up around your face. If you've been losing your hair for a long time, it can just take a little bit of time to get used to seeing yourself with more hair. Tucking the hair, look at how much that reduced any volume you could see. Throwing a bobby pin in there so it will stay. I really think this is a great everyday piece, professional for work. Really, it's gonna keep its style. It's never gonna really get frizzy. So I think this is a great one if you like a straight bob. And we've made it to color. Sunlit Chestnut. The code for this color is RL10/12. In the Raquel Welch line of wigs, RL just means it's the heat-friendly fiber version. Raquel Welch also carries regular synthetic, so I think that's just an R, the code, but if you see RL and you're not sure, it just means you can tell that it's heat-friendly, let's say, by the code. RL means heat-friendly. So we have a 10/12. I love that codes are used along with names because it gives you a sense of what the colors are that are in that color. So in this case, Sunlit Chestnut. A 10 and a 12 are both in the brunette family. Brunettes go from a 2 to a 12. The darkest brunette is a 2, the lightest brunette is a 12. So we have got the two lightest brunettes blended together into this beautiful kind of a medium light brown. So a 10 and a 12. A 12 is going to be the step below a blonde. So there's no blonde highlights, but it's a beautiful, like I said, medium light brown. It's not red, so I'm not seeing auburn in here. It's not rooted. It's very consistent all throughout. It's just a gorgeous, well blended color. It kind of reminds me of, you know, like little kids' hair has this beautiful dimension to it. Virgin hair can have some beautiful dimension to it. That's what this reminds me of. So for my brunettes who don't like super dark browns, you also don't want heavily highlighted pieces, you don't want reds, Sunlit Chestnut could be for you. It's gorgeous. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. Don't forget about Raquel. Look below for some helpful tip videos. Even if you don't want this wig, those videos could help you with others. See you guys soon. Here you go. Talk about a color that does not match its name. At least I don't think it does, but maybe you think differently. This one's fresh out of the box. All I did was run a wide tooth comb, but that is all. We have direct sunlight on this one. There are some clouds, but they don't seem to want to go over the sun. We're going to walk into the shade so you can see how different this can look in the shade. Take away some of the glare, some of the warmth. There you go. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.